Hi and welcome around to another watch list. Let's quickly dive into the charts to see what we're gonna do today. So let's kick off with euro dollar. Euro dollar first of all is inside of our demand zone. So what could be happening from here is that we're gonna break this daily trend line. So this daily trend line has been in here for a while now, and we currently like on the third, like almost fourth touch of this whole trend line, like since the start of March, right? So since the peak, we started declining. After that, we created some supply zones and we created this downward trend, creating this trend line. Currently, we are on top of it and I'm expecting it to break. So we could potentially see a reversal from inside of this zone. Now let's go on to the DXY to see why I think this can be broken. It's mainly because the dollar can make a reversal. However, keep in mind that the dollar is still very, very bullish. But for now, I think we can see like a short-term downward reversal from inside this supply zone. So if this supply zone becomes active, we would see like an engulfing, like a small reversal. And this could continue until the downside, until the 1.04 levels, until this demand down here is being reached. Now let's go on to AUD US dollar. And for AUD US dollar, we could see some more downward pressure. So what we saw in here already was that we touched these supply zones and that supply is currently in play. So what I'm expecting for AUD US dollar is that we can see way more downside than that we're currently seeing. I think we can even touch like below until this other zone in there. So if you want to take some shorts, it would be really good to look for shorts around these higher levels, around the break of this trend line in here. The sell zone are marked in there. I think these are really great areas to take some extra shorts from. Or if price makes like a small reversal to the upside, to take some shorts from there. It won't really be an easy ride down. I think it will be a very bumpy ride, since this doesn't correspond with our dollar analysis basically. But I think the AUD US dollar can make a further move to the downside. Now let's go into GBP US dollar. And regarding GBP US dollar, I think we could see some more upside soon. For now, we touched this demand zone and it looks like it is going to be taken out. But if the dollar starts making a reversal, I think we could see some more upside and GBP US dollar. I think we could watch these lows in here and this lower end of this demand zone and watch if we can see some kind of a reversal from there. But for now, like I said yesterday, we could break down. It already happened. We touched this minor area of supply on the lower time frames quickly, and after that it just made a further rally to the downside. So I'm just watching for a reversal to the upside, but I think that will happen after we take out these lows. Now let's move on to NZD dollar. For NZD dollar, we just came out of this supply zone. We broke this daily trend line and we created new demand zones. So I'm waiting for these demand zones to be hit. I think we're going to hit this lower end since this is not really a strong one. For a stronger demand zone, we have to watch this one like in the lower end. The daily demand zone is located in here. So I'm just carefully watching these zones to see what's going to happen. If I see some kind of lower time frame reversal instead of this zone, I might take a quick day trade on there. But for now, I'm just watching it until we reach in those zones basically. Now let's go to gold. And for gold, like I said, I think it can still be ranging. We swiftly touched this supply zone in there. We're currently moving down, so I think we're going to hit this 0.25 level, hit this demand level in there, and start ranging a little bit more from there. So let's just watch what will happen when the price comes in here. Currently, it looks like it is going to drop in this demand zone, maybe today or maybe at the end of this week. And for now, I'm just carefully watching. We're still mid-range, so not really a lot to do unless we get some new buying pressure from here or selling pressure from these highs in there. Now let's also move on to the Bitcoin. This could be an interesting one for you guys, and I think especially on the weekly time frame. So let's quickly dive into the weekly time frame for the Bitcoin. Let's take the other chart. So if we look at the weekly time frame on the Bitcoin, we can see the exact same supply and demand zones happening in price. And what you can see time and time again is that supply and demand will play out because institutions are already in the Bitcoin. Of course, like you already know, the ETFs, everything has been launched and everything is being manipulated by the bigger institutions. Now, if you look at the Bitcoin chart overall, what we can see is that we had some supply zones in here and in the lower ends in there. And those were all taken out. We didn't have a supply zone in here, like the only valid supply zones were these ones. And those created valid buying zones. So what will likely happen is that price will make a further movement to the downside, hit the 50k level, and make another move from there. It is still possible for price to shoot up, but I won't really want to buy in here. Like if you still want to buy, I would wait until price drops into these institutional demand zones and makes a further move from there. So if price comes here, I might be considering adding some longs, adding on some altcoin positions, things like that. I cannot say if price will make a reversal from these zones, but these are the only institutional buying levels I see in my chart right now. This is not a zone for me. These are the only levels that would make sense for me for price to reach and to make like a further up move. So yeah, that's it basically for now. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm gonna see you in the next videos.